the dirty little secrets about politics in the 21st century. Negative campaigning, attack ads, nastiness, and division work if all you want to do is get elected. They will help you get elected. To attack, to divide, to sow fear, to pick and choose wedge issues you can drive into the community will help you.
Are you proud of what you ruined families! You're responsible for death! There's blood on your hands!
You mentioned the Bank of Canada's mandate. That mandate is actually expiring at the end of this year. If re-elected, it's probably the review or the extension of the mandate is probably the first big economic policy decision you'd make after the election. There's some talk of allowing the Bank of Canada to make some tweaks to the mandate to give it a little bit more flexibility to tolerate higher inflation, so it could, help stimulate the economy a little bit more in this very difficult time. Do you have a position on the mandate? Would you support a slightly higher tolerance for inflation?
I don't know. When I think about the biggest, most important economic policy this government, if re-elected, would move forward, you'll forgive me if I don't think about monetary policy.
Passports disproportionately affect Black Canadians.
Your employees don't want to get the vax.
We don't want a two-tier society. Psychopath!
Look at this, chased out of Surrey. Wow.
Nobody wants you here, you monster!
You deserve better. You deserve a government that's going to continue to say, get vaccinated. And you know what? If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk.
How many jabs? How many boosters?
How many boosters? Are you proud of a two-tier society? And you're responsible for it?
I thought you were against segregation.
You said you were against passports! You were against vaccine passports! You fucking goof!
Shame.
We need to be strong in the decisions we're taking going forward, and we need to put people first, which we have always done. And I'll be honest, like I do, there's lots of people out there who don't agree with that. And the reality is, that's okay. We're in a democracy. People can make themselves heard. And that's part of why we need to have this moment for people to make that choice for the future.
Shame on you, Justin. You're segregating Canadians. You're dividing us.
Bring your band, you fucking loser! You support communism! I hope you're starting to get scared, buddy. I really do. Because you're a fucking goof. Plus was a decoy, and they didn't want anyone to ask real difficult questions, so...
The counter to tyranny is democracy, is elections. And that's exactly what we're putting forward, because we have put Canadians at the forefront of everything we've done, and we know that's what we're going to continue to do. So I need you, all of you, to keep stepping up. We need to keep working to protect and build a better future together, and that's why I need you to continue to step up. I need you to talk to your neighbors and talk to your friends. Talk to those folks who are still wondering whether they should get vaccinated, and tell them, yes, they need to get vaccinated so we protect ourselves, protect our communities, and protect our kids who can't yet get vaccinated. That's what we need to do. I need you to get out there.
Piece of shit! Piece of shit!
We're concerned
Canadians! Talk to us, you coward!
Karma's a bitch, and she's coming for you.
Smiles and selfies, but hey, at least he has a nice tie, right?
We hope your G7 party was fun without your mask!
The story is gonna be protest.
Keep going! Keep going!
That Twitter says that a video that was posted by Chrystia Freeland has been manipulated, and now legal counsel for the Conservative Party is asking for an immediate investigation into that video.
What's really important here is that in the middle of a pandemic, Erin O'Toole came out unequivocally in support of private health care in terms of for-profit health care. We posted the entire interview we posted the entire interview in its entirety, and I encourage all Canadians to take a look to see what Erin O'Toole has to say about what he sees on the future of health care.
Piece of shit! Cockroach! Liar! Piece of shit! Go to hell, you piece of shit! Fucking cockroach! Lying piece of shit!
Speculators that stack the deck against you.
You had 6 years
So
to do
no
something,
more
buddy.
blind bidding.
You had 6 years
No
to do
more
something. You
foreign
didn't do
wealth
anything.
being parked in homes that people should be living
Yeah, it's
in.
been 6 years.
And to get 1.4 million Canadians, and to get 1.4 million Canadians in a new home in the next 4 years, we'll work with municipalities to get more homes built or renovated.
And my follow-up, will you recognize the Taliban government, or will, like the U.S., will you refuse to recognize them, and will military and development aid be cut off because of what's happening in the country?
Right now, our expectation and demand of the Taliban is that they permit, first of all, an end of violence and hostilities, and restore order to those who want to, for those who want to leave Afghanistan. We need to see the Taliban step up and permit an evacuation of those who want to leave, and that is what we are expecting of them, and that, quite frankly, is part of the statement that Canada and many other countries released last night.
Cockroach! That's what you are, you piece of shit! Yeah, you are a piece of shit! Go back to Quebec, you lying piece of shit! And then you have the
Not
audacity.
okay.
When
The
they're
communities you
manipulating
grew up
media,
in aren't
your
in places
campaign
you
is
can
doing
build
that.
a life,
Your
raise a
campaign is
family,
manipulating
or
media.
grow old.
And then you
Because
want
the
to
debt
create internet
is
policies?
stacked against you. So we have a plan to
okay.
help fix that. So you can live in the communities you love.
6 years.
Les autres partis proposent des plans qui vont faire augmenter
These houses are
les
worth
prix, qui
1.5
vont
million
aider les
dollars.
plus riches.
So to the other parties, please explain why you don't think Canadians should have the choice.
We have made the decision that federal public servants need to be fully vaccinated. That is something that we're also applying to everyone who gets on a plane or a train in the coming months in Canada. That's a decision that we're making in order to keep Canadians safe, in order to put an end to this pandemic crisis in Canada.
Why you don't think that this is a pivotal moment. Because I'm focused on our real plan.
If anyone who doesn't have a legitimate medical reason for not getting fully vaccinated chooses to not get vaccinated, there will be consequences.
I'm focused on the path forward with Canadians.
Can you just tell us, you mentioned there'll be consequences. What are those consequences? And on that topic, what role did you, any of your cabinet, or any of your political staff have in the removal of a letter from the government's website yesterday during a federal election that the Conservatives were using to argue that you have a similar stance or policy when it comes to what to do with unvaccinated federal workers, those who do not want to get vaccinated?
That letter was erroneous and didn't reflect government policy, so it was brought down by the public servants.
You! Fuck you! We will never, ever tell you down. Ever. I ain't getting vaccinated, you fucking idiot. Forget that shit, you fucking
You can take my jab up your ass.
But it's interesting to see the Conservatives trying to say that they have the same position as us. It would be great if they had the same position as us. It would be good for Canadians if they did, because our position is all federal public servants need to get vaccinated, fully vaccinated.
You fucking goof. Shame on you.
Take my jab in your ass. Every one of them, every booster, they're all yours, Justin. Christians.
We're your fan club, buddy. Yeah. We're your fan club. You fucking loser. We're communism. I hope you're starting to get scared, buddy. I really do. Because you're a fucking goof. Like I predicted.
And anyone who embarks upon a train or a plane in the coming months will have to be fully vaccinated as well. That is our position. We are unequivocal about it. The Conservative Party is not. They don't think we should be protecting Canadians that way. They won't even say whether or not all their candidates are fully vaccinated in this election. There is a clear choice Canadians will get to make in this election about how we end this pandemic and how we build back better.
What about the forced vaccination in our? What about the forced vaccination on our children? Please get vaccinated. Please get vaccinated. Are you here?
This is why we are announcing today that we will require vaccinations in the federal public service. Et nous lançons un appel à toutes les industries.
We are also calling on all federally regulated industries and sectors, and we are also calling on Crown corporations and federal agencies to follow suit post-haste. The Government of Canada is the largest employer in the country.
We will also act very quickly. The next step is obviously to engage our key stakeholders, including unions, bargaining agents, to build the details of this strong, mandatory federal vaccination plan. We are targeting implementation early this fall, and we will obviously communicate the details as this work unfolds, but this work begins immediately.
Boo! 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 Boo!
How many boosters, Justin? How many boosters? Boo! How many boosters? You bought them to 2024. What do you know? How many boosters? Boo! Boo!
Tyrants! Coward!
Well, you don't want to talk to the people?
Yeah, the real fucking people! The ones who are stealing our fucking jobs!
You're ruining lives!
Lose their entire livelihood and suffer tremendous toll to their mental health. I have voiced my concerns about our policy privately to the Premier and to the Ontario PC caucus. But under no circumstances will I, nor should any Ontarian, be forced or coerced to do something against their will. To do so is an affront to the democratic principles of this magnificent institution. I will await word from the Premier's office, but in any event, I will continue to serve the people of the great riding of Chatham-Kent-Leamington, for there is no greater honor than to serve one's own community, province, and country. I will not be taking any questions. Thank you very much for your time today.
So, why should Canadians consider voting for the People's Party of Canada? It's simple. All the other options suck. It's time to choose something different. The People's Party has opposed authoritarian lockdown measures from the very beginning of the pandemic. We are the only party with a realistic approach and recognize that we must learn to live with this virus, not destroy our society and economy in a vain attempt to eliminate it.
I want to thank you. I want to tell you that without you, we won't be able.
On September 20th, Canada will be voting. They'll be voting for a profound choice in their lives and their future. There are 4 political parties advocating for continued restrictions, continued lockdowns, mandatory vaccines, and there's one party that stands separate, that stands with you, who endorse and want freedom. That is Maxime Bernier and the People's Party of Canada. On September 20th, which fork in the road will you choose? The path of restrictions or the path of freedom? I know where I stand. Let's all work towards become engaged, become involved. Tell your friends and families, volunteer, get a lawn sign, donate, and let's support the People's Party of Canada. No more lockdowns and freedom for our family, our children, and our grandchildren.